for a minute, like how I kind of feel about the Scorpio because like a few weeks ago, Digital Foundry actually it was about a month ago. Like Digital Foundry was on, and they were talking about the Scorpio, and they're talking about how powerful it is and how it can pull off 4K stuff really well. And I mean, I think it's cool that it has the ability to pull off awesome 60 FPS 4K gaming, or potentially, but and towards 30 FPS. But I mean, at the same time, it really is getting so close to like a computer that I feel like, what's even the point? Like, just buy a gaming PC, you know? I know that I can say that as somebody who plays PC games all the time, but like at the same time, I just kind of feel like, I mean, there's not that much really separating it from just maybe like a mid range to mid to mid to somewhat high end PC. So I'm kind of curious though. Like, I don't know, I'm a little on the fence about it. Like, I love Digital Foundry. I've been watching a lot of their stuff, and they went through a lot of the different things and some of the things that they've saw and their kind of guesstimations of exactly how powerful the hardware is several weeks ago. And I mean, and then everything from different developers that are saying that the system is going to have, it's going to create a situation where a lot of developers are going to have to start raising the requirements, or raising the requirements of games, especially in RAM and VRAM requirements, because you know because the console can do 4K, native 4K, it's going to create a situation where a lot of games are going to be kind of getting a little more optimized for 4K and kind of pushing the ante. Normally, when the consoles are a certain level of performance, then of course PC is normally like a few steps up. But now it's like, okay, now 4K is now going to become a mainstream thing. Or I mean, it depends on where you're at. I mean, I'm not a 4K person per se. I have 1080p everything. It's totally fine for me. And for a lot of people, that's totally cool. It's like you don't have to buy a 4K TV. You don't want a 4K TV. I mean, I thought 3D TVs were kind of gimmicky, but you know, I think that, and I thought VR was cool but kind of gimmicky. So it really just depends on like whether you find value in that at all. But I do feel like when the Scorpio comes out, it will have a bigger impact on making PC games kind of, raise that requirement. Technically, minimum requirements will kind of go up because they try to push for higher resolution, especially in the range of 4K, 1440, and different things like that. And of course, all on the PC, you can do a lot of that stuff anyway. It will support, very high resolutions, beyond 1080p. But I just feel like the requirements on just not necessarily just on resolution, but also just on general visual image quality and visual fidelity, and what games will entail, either it be engines that are being pushed like Unreal and Unity to like a higher level of performance, higher level of detail and higher level of just, or really just it doing a lot of different things that are couldn't be done on the previous generation system with this mid-generation refresh. So you might see games that only run on Scorpio, which they have said they're not going to do that. Both Sony and Microsoft have kind of taken the stance they're not going to do that. But I feel like a lot of people that I've been watching online, I feel like they have a point that eventually they are going to allow developers to make games that only run on Scorpio and PlayStation Pro. And right now, I mean, my thoughts on PlayStation Pro is it's like 35% faster than a base PS4, but it doesn't make me want to run out and buy a Pro. I mean, I think until the games are really there and they really show off 4K, I'm not really interested so much in it, honestly. But I really wish that we would see some large graphical fidelity jumps. And I feel like with the Scorpio, you might see that. You might see much higher performance and, higher resolution, higher frame rate. And I mean, that's cool. I do want to see, but I want to see games do more than just look a little prettier just based on resolution and FPS. So, because when I was growing up, I mean, generational gaps were a big deal. I mean, coming from N64, and like Super Nintendo and like the Genesis, rolling into the PS2 and the Xbox original and the GameCube, and then going from that generation going into, the Wii, 360, the PS3. I mean, that was from that generation to the other generation, that was a significant jump in performance, and this everything from visual fidelity to just how games looked to polygon counts. I mean, games looked way better So this generation has kind of been, it's not massively, oh my gosh, these games look amazing. And that's really the problem I kind of have with this generation. That's one of the reasons I've kind of just stuck with my PS4 and my PC. I mean, I'll go back and play old games because I just love playing games. I really feel more like the games are what's important, not necessarily the console you play them on. But, I've been saying that forever. But I feel like the PC is really where I like to hang out on, even though I play a lot of PS4. I mean, I love my PS4. It's my primary gaming system. And I jump my PC, play a whole bunch of PC games. I enjoy my PC. So I kind of like the idea of just owning one console or owning one, current gen console, and then just for all the other stuff that's multi-plat, I just jump on my PC and play it on Origin or Steam, and I do my thing over there. So, but that's just me. That's just how I do things. That's just how I function. If you guys function with having every system, having a Switch and an Xbox One and a PS4 and a PC, or whatever you do, however you feel like you want to function and do your thing, just be you. Just do you. Enjoy it. Play the games you want to play. Focus more on the games than the platform, and just have fun. And that's what it's all about. So, I know this sounds like a weird kind of like ranting video. I'm just kind of talking. I'm just talking. This is some thoughts I've had about the Scorpio and the Pro and the generational things. But I'd like to hear what you guys think down below, and have a good one.